Everyone thinks TikTok killed Vine. They're wrong. Vine was already dead, killed by the company that owned it. And the reason comes down to a single meeting, 18 creators, and a number so small it should embarrass everyone involved. Twitter had already bought the future of short-form video for $30 million. The creator economy existed inside a platform they already owned. $100 billion of future value was sitting right there. All of it available to keep for $24 million a year. So why did Twitter say no? And how did that one decision hand everything to ByteDance? June 2012. 3 engineers renting a small office in New York City had a single idea. What if sharing a video was as instant, as frictionless, as tweeting a thought? Dom Hoffman, Russ Usipin, and Colin Kroll built a prototype around one radical constraint: 6 seconds. Not 60, not 30, 6. The constraint wasn't a limitation, it was the entire point. 6 seconds forced creativity. 6 seconds made every frame count. They called it Vine, and they believed the loop format would change how humans shared moments forever. They were right. They just wouldn't be the ones who benefited. October 2012. Twitter's executives were watching Vine's prototype closely. Short video, mobile first, socially native. This was exactly where they believed media was heading. Before Vine had a single public user, before anyone outside the team had even seen the app, Twitter wrote a check for approximately $30 million and acquired the company outright. It was one of the most speculative bets Twitter had ever made. No revenue, no user base, no proven concept, just a thesis. Short-form video was the future of social media, and Twitter intended to own it. That thesis was completely correct. The execution would be catastrophic. January 24, 2013. Vine launched exclusively on iOS. Within 72 hours, it was the #1 free app in the App Store. The format was immediately, viscerally addictive. Comedy sketches compressed to 6 seconds became punchline machines. Athletes captured impossible moves in a single loop. Musicians turned 6-second clips into earworms that played on repeat. Artists found a canvas unlike anything before it. Users weren't just watching, they were obsessing over craft. How do you make someone laugh in 6 seconds? How do you tell a story in one loop? Vine didn't just have users. It had practitioners. And those practitioners were about to become something entirely new. By 2015, Vine had 200 million registered monthly users, generating 1.5 billion loops played every single day. But the most significant thing Vine created wasn't a user statistic. It was a new kind of human being, the platform-native celebrity. Andrew Batchelor, known as King Bach, built 16.2 million followers using nothing but comedic timing and a smartphone. Lele Pons hit 11 million. Brittany Ferlin reached 9.4 million. These weren't Hollywood imports or record label signings. They were ordinary people who cracked an algorithm and became household names. Vine had invented the creator economy from scratch, and it was giving it away for free. While Vine's creators were building empires, Twitter itself was quietly unraveling. The stock had peaked at $74.73 in December 2013, a moment of Wall Street euphoria following its IPO. Then came the long collapse. User growth stagnated. Advertisers found the platform confusing and hostile. By mid-2016, the stock had fallen to under $14, an 81% destruction of shareholder value. Boardrooms began asking the question that terrified Twitter's leadership. What is Twitter actually for? In October 2015, Jack Dorsey returned as CEO. He inherited a company in crisis, and he needed to make cuts. Vine was about to find out exactly how expendable it was. The cruel irony was this. While Twitter stock was collapsing, Vine's creators were generating billions of views and building audiences that brands desperately wanted to reach. The advertising money was there. The audience was there. The creators were there. What was missing was any infrastructure to connect them. YouTube had AdSense. Instagram was building shopping integrations. Snapchat was signing creator deals. Vine had nothing. No revenue sharing. No creator fund. No analytics dashboard worthy of the name. No advertising tools built for creator-driven content. The people who had built Vine's value from the ground up were generating billions of loops a day and receiving exactly $0 from the platform in return. They noticed. Early 2016. 18 of Vine's most powerful creators boarded flights to San Francisco. They arrived at Twitter headquarters with a united front and a specific number prepared. Each creator demanded $1.2 million per year, a salary commensurate with the audiences they had built. They wanted equity stakes in the platform. They wanted creator tools that actually worked. The total package came to roughly $24 million annually. For context, that was less than Twitter had paid to acquire Vine before it launched. It was less than a rounding error on Twitter's quarterly operating budget. The creators laid out their case methodically. Pay us or we leave and take our audiences with us. The room went quiet. Then Twitter's executives made their decision. No. Twitter said no. Not a counteroffer. Not a promise to revisit. Not even a credible plan to build the tools the creators had been requesting for years. Twitter offered small proposed sponsorship deals, crumbs from the table of a company that had paid $30 million for these creator stage before any of them had ever performed on it. The message delivered in that room was unmistakable. Vine stars were interchangeable. The platform mattered more than the people on it. Twitter had looked at the 200 million users, the 1.5 billion daily loops, the cultural phenomenon it accidentally owned, and decided the people responsible for all of it were replaceable. That belief was about to be tested immediately. The exodus was swift and public. King Bach announced his pivot to YouTube and film. His 16 million Vine followers watched him walk out the door. Lele Pons migrated to Instagram, taking 11 million loyalists with her. Brittany Ferland followed. Then more creators. Then more. Each departure was a headline. Each headline accelerated the next departure. Vine's daily active users didn't just decline. They collapsed. The app that had been #1 in the App Store began appearing on lists of dying platforms. Advertisers pulled their spend. New creators stopped joining. The loops that had once played 1.5 billion times a day slowed to a trickle. Twitter watched all of this happen and did nothing of substance to stop it. October 27, 2016. Twitter issued a press release. Buried inside a restructuring announcement that eliminated 350 jobs, 9% of its global workforce, was a single sentence about Vine. The platform would be discontinued. No sale. No eguayere. No spin-out to a team that believed in it. Just discontinued. Dom Hoffman, who had built Vine from nothing in 2012, reportedly reached out to Twitter about purchasing his own creation back. Twitter said no to that too. The platform with 200 million users, built for $30 million, would simply be switched off. Hoffman later wrote about his grief publicly. The engineers who had given Twitter the future watched their work be erased from existence. January 17, 2017. Vine's servers went offline. 4 years and 7 days after launch, the app was gone. 200 million users opened their phones to find a message. Vine is no longer available. The archive was preserved for a time, a digital mausoleum of 6-second loops that would never play again in their original context. For the creators who had built careers on the platform, the shutdown wasn't just the loss of an app. It was the erasure of an entire professional infrastructure they had built from nothing. The audiences they had gathered on Vine didn't disappear. They scattered. They migrated to YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat. And they waited, whether they knew it or not, for something that felt like home. September 2017. 8 months after Vine went dark, TikTok launched its international expansion. That November, ByteDance acquired Musical.ly, a Vine clone with 80 million users, for $1 billion, and merged it into TikTok. The format was identical to what Vine had pioneered: short, looping, creator-driven video optimized for the smartphone. The displaced Vine audience recognized the format immediately. The displaced Vine creators recognized the opportunity immediately. By September 2021, TikTok had surpassed 1 billion monthly active users. By 2023, ByteDance was valued at over $220 billion. TikTok alone was estimated at over 100 billion. Twitter had handed all of this to a Chinese technology company for the price of not paying $24 million a year. Twitter never recovered its footing. After Vine's closure, it chased short-form video with a string of failed products. Periscope abandoned, Fleets discontinued within a year of launch, video features perpetually half-built. The stock, already broken, continued its long decline. New management cycles accelerated the dysfunction. Then, in October 2022, Elon Musk acquired the entire company for $44 billion. A chaotic deal that became the subject of litigation before it even closed. The platform that had owned the invention of short-form creator video, that had spent $30 million to acquire the future before it even launched, sold itself for a fraction of what its own mistake had made possible for a competitor. The arithmetic of this failure is almost too clean. Twitter paid $30 million to own the future of social video. The creators who built that future asked for $24 million a year to stay and keep building it. Twitter said no. A competitor invested $1 billion to acquire those creators' displaced audience and built a $100 billion empire on the exact same format. The lesson the tech industry refuses to learn over and over again: in the attention economy, the creators are the platform. The algorithm is replaceable. The infrastructure is replaceable. The servers are replaceable. But the person with 16 million loyal followers who trust them? The moment they walk, they take everything that actually mattered with them. Twitter didn't kill Vine. Twitter killed its own future and handed the receipt to ByteDance. Every empire that falls had a moment like that conference room in 2016. A moment where the math was simple, the stakes were clear, and someone at the table decided the people who built the thing weren't worth keeping. Vine is not a unique story. It's a pattern. And right now, today, some boardroom somewhere is making its version of the same decision, looking at the people responsible for its platform's value and deciding they're replaceable. Rise and Ruin exists to document those moments before history forgets them. If the story hit differently, subscribe and drop a comment. Which company do you think is making its Vine mistake right now? The answers are always more interesting than the video.